Trying to be an overnight success is holding you back from making better content. For those who don't know, my name is Joe. I'm a video editor and content strategist helping online fitness coaches make better content and in turn get more clients from the content they're posting. And I'm currently, I believe, 23 days or maybe even 24, I think it's 23 days into uploading a brand new YouTube video every single day onto this channel for 30 days in a row. So if you are new around here, make sure to hit subscribe. Now, I would be lying, and I touched on it slightly in yesterday's video. I would be lying if I said that when I started this challenge, I wasn't expecting at least one of the videos to go somewhat viral. And I use the term viral, I mean pop off a little bit more than my usual videos, i.e. for reference, on average, my videos normally get around 200 to 300 views. So anything for around over 1,000 views is pretty good for my channel and sort of exceeds the average view rate. And I would be lying if I said before I started this challenge I would have expected at least one to get past that 1,000 views, and it hasn't. I think the top video has maybe 100 views now. So yeah, and I have been thinking about this a little bit more. And I've even told clients and maybe myself in the past, like posting content is a little bit like a lottery ticket every single day. And, the more you put out and the more you post content, you're essentially buying more lottery tickets. And eventually with those lottery tickets, you're expected, the more tickets you have, speaking of a law of averages, you're going to get more results, more wins, which in this case is obviously getting a bit more reach on your content. And although I know to make successful content, you don't need a massive amount of reach, I think it is something that as creators, we all get caught up in from time to time, and we let our short-term insights deflect from the long-term goals, and our short-term, maybe not insights, but short-term sort of addictions, if you will, on constantly chasing more views and constantly chasing more engagement actually let us impact our sort of longer term decision. Because when you expand the time horizon, and I'm going to speak specifically about content here, but you can apply it to pretty much any goal in life, you start to make much more rational decisions and you start to use your emotions a lot less. And if we're talking about this within content specifically, what happens is when you start to chase more views and more engagement, you start to make content that is actually going to potentially harm your brand and harm your business in the long term. You start to make trending audio videos where you have some text on screen and people have to pause to read the video and a super long caption, and it's all optimized for the algorithm to maximize views and maximize reach, because you see other creators do it and they get some success from it. And I'm going to use the word success in brackets here, because although it looks like success from the outside, oftentimes it's not actually benefiting their business or their service or their product, whatever it is they're posting content for. And not to say that that content never has a place, but if you then start to consistently put out that content and every single piece you post is with that almost, wider audience, constantly chasing more and more audience, more and more people seeing your content, you then forget about the current audience you have. And for a lot of us, as I said, I mentioned I work with online coaches, there's often a period where they will have to consume your content for usually months, if not even sometimes years, before they then actually purchase from you. So by you constantly hopping around, and let's say one thing's trending this month and then another thing's trending this month, and then you talk about this and then you change completely your opinion to this, you're going to not build any trust with the people who watch your stuff on a regular basis. Even for myself, although I don't have a massive audience, I think on here I have about 193 subscribers. On Instagram, I think I'm just shy of 1,700 followers. I would argue that my engagement for my page is pretty decent, and I know people that have thousands of more followers than me because of coaches that I work with as well. They have thousands more followers, yet my story views are a lot higher on average. And I think measurements such like that, if I can have quite a high story viewage percentage, it means that people are regularly, and my regular kind of audience are regularly kind of wanting to engage and wanting to see my stuff. And yeah, I just think it's super important. Naturally, we're all going to get caught up in little moments, and maybe post a few reels and they do a little bit better than expected, and it's a nice little buzz, and you want to make a few more like that, and that's all good. But I do think that a lot of coaches and a lot of creators will get caught up in these sort of short term games that don't actually benefit us in the long term, and we have that idea in our head that if we keep posting, we keep buying lottery tickets, boom, we're going to have that one piece of content that just absolutely shoots off, and then we become that overnight success. But often, every 98% of businesses and good businesses that last in this game are always thinking 3, 5, 10 years ahead of time, which can be super difficult to do in the environment that we have, because we see all of these overnight successes. We see all of these people that post for 30 YouTube videos in a row, and their channel absolutely takes off. But I'm an example of sometimes that doesn't happen. Or you see people posting on Instagram for 3 months straight, and then they've got 500,000 followers. We see these kind of top of the pyramid people and these almost exceptions to what happens to most of us. But because of the way the algorithm is designed, we think that a lot of people are getting these results, when actually, if you draw it as a percentage, it's very, very low. But again, because we're obviously pushed the content of these people that are the 0.1%, we then think it's normal, and then we then base our actions on these kind of, okay, I can become an overnight success too. I've just got to keep buying lottery tickets, and eventually, boom, one piece of content's going to take off. And I just don't think it works like that. I think, and even if it does, I don't think you get any benefit from thinking like that, because I think then you start to lose your values, you start to lose your brand identity and your trust with your audience. And that is something that's very, very hard to claw back. Growing an audience and reaching new people is something that can always be worked on, and something you can always be working towards. But, and even if you lose followers for a period of time, it's easier to get those back, versus trying to get your trust and people actually having belief and confidence in your brand as well. So be very, very careful playing the short-term game and trying to be an overnight success. As I said, it happens to a lot of us. I've certainly been there with myself, even as recently with this challenge, but I've come to realize that nothing really good comes from chasing that kind of overnight success mentality. So as I said, I've been posting every single day on this YouTube channel for the past 23 days. We are currently aiming for 30 days in a row. So we are closing up on to the final week of this challenge. So as I said earlier in the video, if you are new around here, I would really appreciate if you do hit the subscribe button, and YouTube is going to recommend a video for you to watch here that it thinks that you will like. So go give that a watch if you want to learn a little bit more about content creation.